Hello everyone and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So today I want to talk about the new fishing spots in Edania. Are they worth it? And my experience. So keep in mind this is week 1. Obviously we still need more testing and data, but I wanted to share my experience with you guys. And yeah, so we're going to talk about this. This is the official patch notes and then what you can get and stuff that I noticed that you can get as well, and some of my favorite spots over the few days that it's been out. So with Edania, we got more expensive fish, and these are actually worth more than Velia. However, I think you do need a little bit more mastery to actually fish here efficiently compared to Velia, because you know the redfish in Velia, that's like 80 mil plus whatever your trade-in is. These are actually like significantly more. However, I feel like the rate of getting yellow grade fish, and obviously the red ones, are a little bit lower, and it feels like it's more silver, but you just have to like be fishing for a longer period of time in terms of like filling up your fish tank and everything. So like I did an 8-hour test, a 12-hour test, like just overnight, and I made a couple billion. So yeah, these are what you can get. I usually filter out the blue ones, so I just take yellow and red only. So keep in mind that these are worth a lot more than if you're, let's say, fishing in Velia. I use that as a general standard because everyone just fishes there, and there's literally like very minimal mastery requirements in Velia compared to here. So yeah, these are a lot more, and keep in mind we're going to be talking about the stingray and the pinecone fish. Those are the rare ones that you're going to get. All right, so let's go back into game and let's talk about it. So I just finished doing a turn-in a little bit earlier, and I wanted to show you guys some spots that I have been fishing at. So if you haven't already discovered the entire Edania map, well, it only goes up to part 1 so far, which is like past this castle over here. So the number 1 spot I have been testing, and also I've seen a lot of other people do, is down by the Sanctuary Coastal Outpost. So there's like a fishing pier right down here and here. Those are 2 places. I've also seen people fish on like the islands around here, like these little spots. I think this one is pretty solid. So in the 12-hour test that I did, you get, so I guess if we go back to the thing, you get pinecone fish over here. I wouldn't say they're common, but I think I get one maybe every 4 to 5 hours ish. But then you fill up your tank with everything else. But I filter out blues and unders, so only take yellow and up. So yeah, there's a lot of pinecone fish in the newer area, and if you're looking for the stingray, what you're gonna want to do is go around here. I've noticed more stingrays around this area, but also, you know, testing it down here. So I guess if you're fishing around the coast of this river around here by the Nymphomere Castle, I've noticed that the red drop rate is a little bit different over here. But I think for most people, if you want like a safe zone and you just wanted to grind comfortably, or not grind, but like fish comfortably, the pier over here and by the shore and the sanctuary, these are pretty good spots for, like, I think if you want to go for like pinecone fish, which is slightly less, but you're not too far away in the middle of nowhere, around these spots are okay. And also, I haven't really tested down by the bridge or down here yet, but I think that's something I'm going to be testing. Just needs more time, obviously. The expansion, Edania, has only been out for like 5 days. So yeah, so far, Sanctuary by the pier and then down by the shore over here around this area, pretty solid. And if you want to go catch the stingray ones a little further up north, around like this area, around the coast over here, I've gotten a few stingrays there. And I think the next few spots I'm going to try are probably down here. I don't remember this part being in the game, because like this goes down to Hakovin Island. So for all these sailors and barterers out there, this is a very familiar route going to Encado and then down here for Hakovin. But this seems, I've never gone down here, so probably gonna test fishing around here. But what I've noticed, pine cones around the bottom or the southern starting point by the shore, like when you go to Edania for the first time, you'll be around here. Make sure to discover this node. You won't find it as easily simply because, you know, when you first look at a node and you're like, okay, so how do I find it? You hit the previous node and it shows you a beam where the nodes would be, like a node manager or the node is. Some of them are, you know, kind of hidden out of your way. So like this one, the mountains, you kind of have to go out of your way to unlock it. Same with the coastal outpost. And there are a few more like around here, but ultimately I think I found everything on the map. So just want to share that with you guys so far. And with that said, I've talked about this in my previous videos of what I use. And so some things I've changed, and this will probably, I guess, be a little bit updated. So for all of you who are running a pay-to-win rod, which is the Grandpa Kron's fishing rod or the cool win from the seasonal that you got, what I would use in terms of light stones and artifacts is I would use the gear durability reduction, simply because you're paying real money for it. You want to get the maximum usage out of it. So the expensive one probably is going to be Fortune, and I think that's the only expensive lightstone out of it. Other than that, you just put double mastery artifacts on. Those are pretty common. You guys should have it. If you are not using the pay-to-win rod, what I would recommend is the Balanos one. This one is just significantly better than the rest of the non-pay-to-win ones. And the lightstone artifact combo that I would use with that one is not from fishing durability, but you would use the auto fishing, because if you the way it works is if you have the pay to win rod, you have maximum auto fishing time reduction, so you don't need that one. However, the Balanos rod does not have it, so it only uses like 25% according to the tooltip. So what you're gonna do is use this one, add some more auto fishing time reduction to it. And this one is a little bit expensive. I believe the patience and iridescent stones are expensive. I'll look it up right now for you guys. Where is it? Artifact lightstone special. The iridescent actually went down in price simply because people used to use the the iridescence for, you know, species damage, and now that got combined into one and it's different, the formula works nowadays. People have started selling it. I don't think these are bad at all. Like, no matter what life skill you use or you do, iridescence will always be good. And so if you're thinking about picking up some iridescence for any life skill, it's probably a good time to do it now while the price is actually pretty low. And for patience, yeah, I knew this was expensive. So, like, I would say even at 4 billion or max price, it's definitely worth buying, because if you're actively fishing, you could literally make this back in one day. So like the investment on it is significantly high. So yes, it's expensive, but it's also very good to have. Yeah, so that's what I use. Depending on what you're doing, like if you're fishing with pay to win rod, you use this one. Blacksmith blessing for gear durability reduction. And if you're like free to play or you have the Balanos rod, you use auto fishing time reduction. Food you use instead would be, let me see, do I have it on me? Yeah, so this one. For all of you running the Balanos rod, use the lunchbox because it adds more auto fishing time. If you're using the pay to win rod, this one is irrelevant and you could use literally anything else you want to, like, I don't know, seafood cron meal or just literally any other food that you want to. Just stack all that. And yeah, overall, I think that's about it. But what I've talked about was all of that stuff. And I guess the other spots that I have been also testing that aren't Edania, obviously we all know Velia Coast. I consider this the beginner one. Everyone's there. It's a decent amount of silver, no matter what your mastery is. But if you're looking for other spots to try out, not necessarily Edania, the one over here. Tigris Island is also pretty solid. The pier by Alta Nova, somewhere down here, also solid. But if you want to make the realistic most amount of silver, you're going to be fishing in non-safe zones down in Margoria. Those will give you maximum silver, but it requires more effort. And I think Edania is pretty solid. It's not abundant yet, but even if it is abundant, like realistically, you just catch a little bit less fish when it's not like going from billions to, you're not losing billions, even if it was abundant. So what I'd recommend to all of you guys, once again, probably try fishing near the pier or an island of the Sanctuary Coastal Outpost or the Shore of Ruins. It's a little bit, you know, like they're mostly the same. If you're thinking about getting the stingrays, which are the most valuable ones, I believe down here, it's not a safe zone over here. And I heard from my guildies that are like over 2,000 mastery. It's about like one every 5-6 hours stingrays, but the pufferfish one, the other gold redfish one, is probably like every 3 to 4 hours around here. So ultimately, we still need more data and testing, but just in case you guys were curious about what the new Edania fishing feels like, it's still a couple billion a night, assuming your mastery is not terrible. I do think that it is the mastery required to be fishing in Edania is significantly higher than if you were to be fishing in like Velia Coast or whatever the standard is. But either way, I thought it was good data. Go get your knowledge or whatever of the new fish in the area, get your ecology stuff, and you'll be good. Anyway, with that said, thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. If you have any questions, I'll leave a link in the description to more of the fishing videos that I made from the beginning, and I will see you guys later. Peace!